Have your attention for just a moment. This is Sabu Vadam. In 1980, a friend of his, who's 19 years old, was murdered, and police quickly believed that Sabu was the one responsible. In 1982, he was convicted of that murder and given life without possibility of parole. That is until October 3rd, when Sabu Vadam walked out of the Huntington State Correctional Institute, the Pennsylvania prison that had confined him for more than 4 decades. He was in there for 42 years. The 64-year-old had spent nearly his entire adult life behind bars for a murder he did not commit. His conviction had been vacated weeks earlier after a court found that prosecutors had concealed evidence that would have dismantled the state's case. The Center County District Attorney formally withdrew all the charges a day before his expected release. Horrible that he spent all that time, but at least now he was getting out. And he has family and loved ones. Of course, they wanted to meet him. They wanted to greet him when he was released, right? They were there to do that, right? They never saw him. Because Vadam never made it home. As he stood at the threshold of freedom, officers from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement were waiting. Acting on a decades-old deportation order, they detained him and transferred him to the Moshana Valley Processing Center, an ICE detention facility in central fucking Pennsylvania. And there are going to be people who hear this and go, yeah, but he was supposed to be deported. There was a warrant for his deportation. Do you know why? Because of his conviction. Because of his wrongful conviction. The immigration issue is a remnant of Sabu's original case. Since that wrongful conviction has now been officially vacated and all charges against Sabu have been dismissed, we have asked the immigration court to reopen the case and consider the fact that Sabu has been exonerated. Our family continues to wait. He's lived in America his whole life. He's about to be deported back to a country he hasn't been in since he was 9 months old. This man's American experience is to be wrongfully arrested, charged, and convicted. When prosecutors knew there was evidence that showed he wasn't their guy, they just wanted the W. They didn't care. And they let him spend 42 years in prison for something he didn't do, which, by the way, means the actual murderer still out there got away with it and perhaps harmed others. And then, to finally be exonerated, his thank you is, now get the fuck out of our country. To the, I voted for this crowd. This is what you wanted? Is this making everything great again?